Welcome to our episode of Bargain Saturdays. In this week, I decided to take a look at Alice in Wonderland by Burbank Studios, released all the way back in 1988. Yeah, the year I was born. I guess this film is meant to make me feel dated, albeit this was released on DVD in 2006 by DigiView Entertainment. Of course, it may have been released on DVD at some earlier point, too, and even a later point. I don't know. Burbank's films tend to be swapped around quite a bit. And I'm not sure if DigiView Entertainment paid for them or not. I'm not sure what their task is as far as the public domain is concerned. And DigiView Entertainment, at least its previous incarnation, was very much about grabbing public domain material and throwing it on DVD and then throwing it out there in the marketplace. Putting in those slim case DVDs, and then selling them for like $1 or $2. Like put them in Walmart, a really cheap section, throw them in thrift stores, make them an impulse buy, and rake in the cash because, it's public domain material, so the only thing you're paying for is the plastic casing, probably a cheap paper cover, and a DVD. So if you can buy the DVDs real cheap in bulk, you can make your money real fast, I'm sure. And that's basically how DigiView Entertainment made its money, or under its previous incarnation did. I'm not sure what their model is exactly now, but I can't imagine it's that much different if they're still using the slim cases. Though maybe they paid a few pennies, to release Burbank's films again. I don't know. Though you have to love the features listed on the back of the DVD, though. We have such great features such as color, if you can read it. Yes, color. What film in 1988 was released with color? I mean, that's truly astonishing. Yeah, I know, we've had color films for a long, long time. So, the fact that it's listed as some sort of feature is just mind-boggling. I guess, we need to have 6 features so we have an even number of features on here, for the fact it's in standard frame, and it's a Region 1 DVD and stuff. So, let's just throw color on there, and then throw in, interactive menus. That way it's all perfectly even. But it's you could just make it 4, English version, standard, stereo sound, and then Region 1. And then you'd have to include interactive menus on there, because that's not really a feature, damn you. And color, because that's not really a feature either. I expect my films to have color, and I expect my DVDs to have interactive menus. It's just expected, okay? I mean, unless you're releasing a really old film that's not in color, and I've definitely picked up DVD versions of those in the past, especially for really old westerns and stuff, saying the film's in color is not a feature, it's expected. It's expected. And plus, do you really have to state it when you can see images from the film itself on the back? It's obviously in color. But yeah, I guess that's a bit of a mini rant right there, which I probably shouldn't do too much of because my throat's starting to feel really sore. But as far as the film itself goes, you got a lot of the muted animation you expect from a cheap animation studios like Burbank, so don't expect anything particularly amazing when it comes to the animation itself. If you want to be impressed by animated works, I'd say watch something more recent, like from Japan, or go watch the old Disney films, which are arguably much better than the stuff Burbank throws out, but sometimes Burbank stuff is a bit more accurate to the source material. I'm not so sure that's the case with Alice in Wonderland here, though, because it seems very vague on the details. Alice basically spends almost the entire film asking about how to get to a garden, the most beautiful garden she's ever seen, but she just constantly refers to the characters as the beautiful garden, well, most people argue their gardens are beautiful. Which beautiful garden are you talking about? I don't know its actual name. Then why ask the question? No one's going to know what you talk about if you just call it a beautiful garden. Unless there's only one beautiful garden in all of Wonderland, which would be pretty darn strange if you ask me. It is a Wonderland after all. There should be a lot of gardens. Heck, at one point she walks into the Queen's garden. She thinks it's the garden she was thinking of earlier. Which shows how pointless it is to say the beautiful garden, because there's bound to be more than one. Even in a land as crazy as Wonderland, where every character is mad. Albeit, I have to admit the lack of details is might be arguably a strength, since it makes the characters seem even more crazy and incoherent. Though understanding their madness might be more appealing at times. The one they really try and get into is the Mad Hatter, who apparently killed time with his songs. He's so out of sync with how the Ash Time's supposed to go with the music that it really just kills the song. Albeit all the songs and singing from the characters in this film are just bad. They're not really songs that much anyway. At least they don't feel like it. More like nursery rhymes and stuff. Albeit the Mad Hatter tries to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and completely botches it horribly. It's like he murdered time. Or he was trying to. Outside of some character songs, though, it's basically just the same song over and over and over again about Alice and how she's forgotten who she is or whatever. I don't really care about the lyrics that much. I mean, it's a catchy tune somewhat, but they use it so much you just want to hit your head against the table at some points, because like it just gets recycled so many times. I think they recycle it. Let's see. It plays once during the opening. It plays twice during the ending credits. So yeah, it plays 3 times over different credit sequences. They play at least once during the film with lyrics, and there's at least 2 different refrains that I remember in the film as well. So that's at least 6 times they've reused the music. I guess you can argue 2 of them are without the lyrics, but it's still obviously the same song. It's just refrains from it. So yeah, there's a lot of lacking music variety here on display. So if you're looking for a lot of music pieces that catch your interest, this is definitely not the film for you. There's not much there. Heck, even Pinocchio had a more diverse soundtrack. Sure, it was all classical pieces basically, but at least it had more musical variety. I don't know really what else to say about it. I mean, I don't know. I can't say I really hate the film, but that's just because I'm so used to these low quality films. It's hard for me to get all that upset with them when they're just mediocre at worst. I mean, after you sat through some of the bad films I've sat through, it's hard to get upset at slight incompetence on display. You save that for stuff like Life is a Jungle, where it's so horrible you think it's a torture test. This one, it's not that bad. But it's definitely not that good either. It's one of those forgettable bargain bin titles that you just skip over. Like if you want to watch Alice in Wonderland, I'd say pick up the Disney version. Just put this one to the side. Unless you like watching really cheaply made films. Till next time then. See ya.
But curious? Never.
Why not?
My dear girl. Curiosity killed the cat.